When we talk portal moves, there's always the one that flies under the radar, especially in this spring window that nobody seems to monitor. And then by the time we get to November, they become a fixture of an offense or just in the conference in general. That might be what Missouri is getting in Iowa tight end Gavin Hoffman. So let's go ahead and grade the move and what this means for Missouri's offense moving forward. Welcome on into SEC Unfiltered. It's Cole Thompson. Make sure you like the video, hit the ring notification, and of course, subscribe to the channel because we talk college football every single day. And now with the portal season back underway, we're going to have a ton of content floating all around the Twitter sphere, the YouTube sphere. So why miss out on any of the daily dose of content? Follow us on the social media channels at SEC Unfiltered. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson. Download the podcast version of the show and check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. And as always, this show is fueled by FanDuel. Go visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. So whether it's the NBA playoffs, the NHL postseason, or an MLB game this upcoming weekend, lay down $5, win that bet. You're going to get $250 in bonus bets. Sign up today at FanDuel.com/SECU. Gavin Hoffman, 6'4", 230-pound tight end from the state of Kansas, the number one player in the state of Kansas, and the number 12 tight end in the 2024 recruiting class, leaving the likes of Des Moines and headed back closer to home. SEC country came calling. Now, what do we know about Gavin Hoffman as a college football player? Nothing. Literally nothing. We don't know a single thing about him internally, at least in terms of what he can be as a proven guy, because if he redshirted last year. So we're really going based off of intangibles and, more importantly, upside, which is a good thing. Now, I called around just to make sure that I got an emphasis for all my MIZ people out there. Not only was Gavin Hoffman basically committed to Mizzou the second that he entered the transfer portal, has family that went to the program, multiple people in his life had ties to Missouri, but Missouri was not the only team that offered him in the SEC. Multiple teams were going to go after him. Auburn reportedly was interested in him. Arkansas was interested in him. Tennessee was going to make a ploy after him. Texas was a name to at least monitor, depending on what was going to happen with the Jack Andrews situation. Oklahoma was another one. So the fact that he committed to Missouri, number one, shows how highly he believes in Kirby Moore's system going into 2025. And number two, how much he believes that he can have an immediate impact for this Tigers offense going into a year where, once again, a manageable schedule, a very, very solid overall defense, and a play design that might better fit new quarterback Beau Pribula than Brady Cook, to where this is a team that we at least have to monitor. Now, I'm not saying that Missouri is going to be hitting its stride and making it to the dozen dance next year because of what they're replacing in terms of wide receiver. But whenever you can bring in a playmaker like a Gavin Hoffman, you got to feel pretty good about him. You talk to people around the industry, the thing that they love about his upside is that he was a positionless player coming out of Overland Park High School. Or my apologies. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, Overland Park, Kansas. That was what I meant to say. When you look at what he was, especially for Iowa, they were lining him up everywhere. You talk to those who were close to the Iowa program. They thought that he could have been an H-back. They thought he could have been a traditional wide tight end. They could have lined him up out in the slot. So you're taking a player that literally has yet to figure out what is his best home and putting him with the coach that knows how to line up players properly, whether it be in the slot, whether it be as the X receiver, whether it be as a flanker, whether it be as an F-back, an H-back, a tight end, a slot type of tight end, a vertical presence that is going to work the intermediate part of the field. And he basically needs to be that ball of clay that is going to better an opportunity for your offense to take that necessary step forward. So that's what you're getting. Super athletic playmaker who also doesn't have to be the number one tight end the second that he arrives in Columbia. No, see, Como has a dude by the name of Brett Norfleet who stands 6'6" and is going to be a red zone nightmare. He's already built that rapport and is starting to get on the same page as Beau Pribula. A guy like Gavin Hoffman, this is somebody that you can implement 12 personnel with. This is somebody that maybe can win a couple of mismatches. This is somebody that if you want to move Kevin Coleman to the outside instead of lining him up on the slot, it allows you to have that big body threat to go ahead and move the chains. And then you pair him alongside with Ahmad Hardy and you pair him with Kevin Coleman, as we previously mentioned. Overall, the way that Missouri has gone about the transfer portal, bringing in playmakers, it's a good sign that even though you are losing veteran talent, you're not going to lose that moxie. You're not going to lose that pedigree of what we know about Tiger football with Kirby Moore calling the shots. It's a good thing. adding in a guy like Gavin Hoffman. And yeah, you're going basically based off of traits on what he's going to be. But let me ask you a question, Tiger Nation. What would you rather have? A quarterback with a bunch of names that are hitting their wall, 230 receiving yards, 400 receiving yards, only going to work inside the red zone, good at doing one type of play, vertical pass or post patterns. Would you rather have that and finish 8-4, or a bunch of guys that you don't know a lot about, but plenty of weapons for Beau Pribula to be successful? Because Beau Pribula is QB1. I lean the latter. Because I don't know what I'm going to have in some guys coming on back, like a Marquise Johnson. I don't know what I'm going to have back with a Joshua Manning. I don't know if I have that X-factor wide receiver that was a Luther Burden or a Theo Wease. I'm hopeful that I have that with Kevin Coleman. I'm hopeful I have that with a couple of 4-stars coming in this class. But I don't know if I have that. And I don't know if I have that with Gavin Hoffman. But I'm making sure that my tight end room, which is a very important thing for a quarterback to be successful, especially a young quarterback, is well-stocked and, most importantly, versatile. I got a Brett Norfleet who can do a little bit of everything. I got a Gavin Hoffman who can do a little bit of everything. I added in the Colorado State kid. I also feel really good about some of the guys I have coming on up. So maybe I got a blocking tight end, a receiving tight end, and a red zone tight end. And all of them are going to be factors for Beau Pribula and Kirby Moore to build something that is sustainable. And once again, putting Eli Drinkowicz's roster into a 10-win type of program. Let's go ahead and grade the move. Elite, all league, winnable plus, winnable minus, Jag. Elite and Jag are almost impossible to get. So let's focus in on the main three. All league, a guy who can be that X factor and take your team to new heights. This is where I put several players like a John Mateer, like a Jack Endries. Those are the guys that I think will transcend rosters and make sure that where they were before, even better than what they are now. Winnable plus, you look at your schedule, you're saying that you're going to add at least one more win because this player is on the docket, whether it be defensively as a pass rusher, in the passing game as a tight end, as a receiving threat, on the ground game when it comes to adding in 1,000 yards in the backfield. That's winnable plus and winnable minus. They're a good player, but they're not the reason you're winning games. I'm going to go on a little bit of a bold take here, and it's not a negative or a positive against Gavin Hoffman. I'm just going to say winnable, because I don't know what he is. And to be fair, I'm not sure that Kirby Moore right now knows who he is or what Eli Drinkwitz knows what he is. They believe that he could be a pretty good blocker, but we haven't seen it against actual P4 competition. They believe he can be a pretty solid route runner, but we haven't seen it against P4 competition. He may end up being the best well-rounded tight end that nobody is talking about in the sport right now, but we haven't seen it. I don't know if we're going to be, by the end of the season, talking about Gavin Hoffman as a guy that gets 550 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns inside the red zone, is averaging 11.3 yards a play. I don't know if he's going to be anything more than just a secondary tight end option, but I'd rather be cautiously optimistic with a guy like Gavin Hoffman. You talk to those in the industry, he's a sneaky find. And every single year, we talk about one dude who just comes out of nowhere. And you wonder, where was he beforehand? Oh, he was at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Oh, he was at Iowa. Oh, he was at Mississippi State. Oh, he was at Mississippi Grand Valley. Oh, he was at Marshall. And he was put in the right system. And immediately, as soon as he felt comfortable, went off to the races. That might be Gavin Hoffman for the Tigers in 2025. Regardless, it's a move that adds more weaponry for your quarterback in Beau Pribula. It allows you to add somebody else to open up running lanes for Ahmad Hardy and Jamal Roberts in the backfield. And it's another weapon that might eventually help you punch your ticket to the college football playoff for the first time in program history. It's not a winnable minus. It's not a winnable plus. It's just a winnable move. You're making sure that Eli Drinkowitz is going to lay down the hammer in 2025 and say to everybody, hey, this is Mizzou Tiger football. We mean business in these parts these days. Don't believe me? Look at who we're bringing on it. It's a solid addition to a Tigers offense that I think is going to be better than advertised in 2025. Before we get out of here, just remember, this show is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. The wait is over because baseball season is finally back in. You can start off the season strong at FanDuel, which is America's #1 sports book. Because right now, FanDuel is giving new customers, for the return of baseball, $250 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Lay down $5 a day on any single one of the games. Win that bet. you're going to get $250 of bonus bets to play with. FanDuel has so many ways to get you involved in the action, from hits to steals to home runs. They've got lined up filled with all of your favorite bets. Or if pitching is more of your thing, FanDuel has a deep bullpen of bets from strikeouts to shutout innings. So when you place your first bet on almost anything, if it hits, you're going to get $250 in bonus bets. Some of my favorite plays today, I am hammering the over on Chase Dollander, former Tennessee Volunteer, in strikeouts at +4.5. I'm hammering seeing a guy, my apologies, like Jacob Wilson, +270 to get 2 hits against the Milwaukee Brewers. And naturally, I am easily going to take the under when it comes to this pitching duel between Jose Barrios and Logan Gilbert as the Seattle Mariners travel up to the Rogers Center to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Whatever line is your favorite, just go visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join in the action today. That's FanDuel.com/SECU. Make every major moment count with FanDuel, the Major League's partner of MLB baseball. Now, real quickly, must be 21 and present in select states or 18 present in D.C. First online real wager money only. $5 first deposit is required. Bonus withdrawable, non-bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under the agreement of the Kansas Star Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. As always, like the video, hit the ring notification. That way you don't miss out on any single bit of content that we have coming on the channel regarding the transfer portal, because this year is going to be completely different than what we saw in 2024 and probably what we're going to see moving forward. Make sure that also you download the podcast version of the show and follow us on the social channels. Follow me at Mr. Cole Thompson and check out all of our great work found at secunfiltered.com. Until next time, folks, I am Cole Thompson, M-I-Z. You got yourself a playmaker. Now it's time to see what Kirby Moore can do with that ball of clay. Peace.